Hi, it's Sean, the Fluency Awesomizer. Here's another short video. I want to take a little time and help you decode big words. Also give you some spelling tips to carry around up here and use when you need. Now I have one word I want to focus on today. All right, so let's get ready to read that word. I'm about to show it to you and I want you to read it right out loud to whoever you're there with. What does this word say? All right, what's this line say? Okay, that top word's pretty tricky. That's signature. Down below says sing at your. And I'm wondering if you thought that top word said signature, because I'm going to show you how that can be confused in a moment. First, I want to remind you my favorite fable, The Tortoise and the Hare, and the moral, slow and steady wins the race, which sounds like great advice if you're in some sort of a race, but the real lesson is slow and steady, right? And in your life, you should take things slow and steady when you're reading big words like signature, right? And you need to decode that word. So if you're like the tortoise, you'll come to a big word like signature and it'll be like a race. You have a start and a finish. You want to get to the end nice and strong and read that word accurately. So you'll take it slow and steady and hopefully say signature. Problem is lots of young readers are like the hare. They want to zip through and get to that finish line as before anyone else, including the tortoise. So when you zip through a word like this, that's when mistakes can happen. So before we compare signature with signature, which reader are you, the tortoise or the hare? Go. Okay, yeah, the tortoise is not going to win the race and be first to finish, but tortoise is going to be much more accurate. So that's what's important. Take things slow and steady. Be the tortoise. Let's look at the confusion between signature and sing at your. I want you to look at the G and the N. Watch this. All right. On your mark, hare, on your mark, get set, go. Yoink. Did you see that? I'm going to show it to you again. Go. Yoink. That G and N can switch places up here when you're decoding. All right. When your brain's taking these letters in. And if that happens, signature, which looks like this, signature, your brain can think it says sing at your. Sing at your. All right. So I wanted to illustrate that for you. Maybe your brain thought signature said signature. So let's look at the origin of the word signature, and it's an interesting story. It's an old Latin word, signatura. Signatura, I think it's even pronounced signatura, but it has a silent G. Right? Notice that signatura in Latin means signature, as you might guess. So that's a Latin word for signature. There's also a word in Latin, signare. Signare, also a silent G. You do not say that G in signare. And in Latin, signare means to mark with a stamp or a sign. Now get a load of this. Latin is a very ancient language. And signare, one of the first stamps or signs, historically was when shepherds, notice the word sign in signare. The first signare was shepherds would mark their sheep. Probably not with paint. I'm not sure paint was invented, but they would paint marks or signs on their sheep so people would know that the particular sheep belonged to a particular shepherd. And if you see those silly rabbit ears on those sheep, that's just a diagram that they would also mark female sheep's ears. They punch holes in the ears and even cut little notches in the ears as another way of identification. As crazy as that seems. And it's still a tradition today. All right, marking sheep with a sign. It's almost like signing your name on your sheep, an autograph even. And signatura became the French word over time. It went from Latin to the French language. Signature, signature, signature. And it's also a silent G in French. Signature. That's where we get it in English. That's signature we picked up from the French version, signature. But somewhere in history, they decided they were going to pronounce the G in English. So that's why we say signature. Now see that ending T-U-R-E? I'm sure there's some words that end with that T-U-R-E that you're tempted to spell chur, C-H-E-R, or maybe even C-H-U-R. That is a French word part. All right, it's not a suffix. It's just it comes from the French language, and you need to know T-U-R-E is how you would spell that ending ch sound in a lot of words like nature, all right, which you might be tempted to spell nature because that's what it sounds like, cher, C-H-E-R there. So let's look at a couple words that end with T-U-R-E, the French tuer, future. You might be tempted to spell future like this, right? So get a good look at future. It's the French T-U-R-E. Picture, which you might be tempted to spell like this, picture in French. Creature, right? I've seen creature spelled like this before. Got to remember T-U-R-E, it's French, creature. Vulture, talk about creatures. Vulture, maybe you've thought to spell vulture like this with C-H. And furniture. And here's a way you might think to spell furniture, but you have to remember T-U-R-E, all right? So that's a trip through T-U-R-E words like signature. And here's a little tip to remember how to spell signature. Here's a sheep, pretend I'm a shepherd, and I've signed my name on my sheep. You can see I wrote Joe. Well, I guess that's not my sheep, that's Joe's sheep. There's a sign in nature. This sheep has a sign in nature. And the sheep says Joe. That's one way you can remember how to spell the word, tricky word, signature, if you ever need to spell it. All right, that's the end of today's video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more helpful videos like this one, where I try to help 2nd through 6th graders and beyond decode big words like signature. Mom or Dad can follow me on Facebook at the Fluency Awesomeizer. The videos are posted there too, but in my photos, I have lots of fluency exercises like these that are designed to help those same readers awesomize their fluency. That's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back and see me soon, okay? Bye.